Students, in this part 3 of the series of videos on foreign exchange exposure and risk management, we will be predominantly covering concepts relating to cancellation, extension, modification or delayed delivery or early delivery of forward contracts, and of course we'll be dealing with certain miscellaneous concepts also. Now, when it comes to cancellation, extension, early delivery or delayed delivery of forward contracts, the rules regarding the treatment have been given in Rule 8 of FEDAI. So whatever treatment that we are going to learn are the prescribed procedure for handling cancellation, extension, early delivery, etc. of forward contracts. Let me explain these concepts by taking the relevant illustrations so that we can solve the sums as well as learn the concepts simultaneously. So first let us have a look at question number 25. On 15th Jan 2019, you as a banker booked a forward contract for $3 lakh for your import customer deliverable on 15th March 2019 at 75.1250. Now students, एक चीज का ध्यान रखना कि जब भी बैंक एक कस्टमर के साथ फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एंटर करता है, साइमल्टेनियसली बैंक उस ट्रांजैक्शन को मार्केट में कवर कर लेता है. लेट मी एक्सप्लेन व्हाट आई मीन बाय दिस. सपोजिंग you are an exporter and you have a receivable of, let us say, $50,000 which is due on 31st March, and let us presume that today is 1st January, meaning the receivable is due in 3 months time. Now you want to enter into a forward contract for this, so therefore you approach a banker and the transaction that you will enter into with the banker will be a forward sale of dollars, क्योंकि आप तो डॉलर बेचने की कोशिश करोगे ना फॉरवर्ड रेट में. Now when you enter into a transaction with the banker, the transaction can be explained as under: customer, that is you, to sell forward. Now let us presume that the banker quotes you a 3-month forward rate of $1 is equals to 72.50. So you would be entering the forward contract at 72.50, which means essentially you are entering into a contract, you being the customer to sell forward, which implies bank to buy forward at $1 equals to 72.50. अब बैंकर ने आपको 3 महीने का कोड दिया है और आप बैंकर के साथ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में एंटर कर लेते हो एट 72.5, विच मीन्स बैंकर को मालूम है कि 3 महीने के बाद आप डॉलर लेके आओगे और उस दिन चाहे डॉलर कुछ भी रेट हो, बैंकर को तो आपका डॉलर 72.50 में खरीदना है. ओके, बैंकर आपसे जब डॉलर खरीदेगा, उस डॉलर को लेकर बैंक क्या करेगा? द बैंक ऑब्वियसली कैनॉट होल्ड ऑन टू डॉलर्स, राइट? इट विल हैव टू सेल. नाउ सपोजिंग ऑन 31st March the spot rate of dollar happens to be, let's say, 60. Now understand what is the bank's position. On 31st March, you will come to the banker and you will hand over the dollars to the banker and ask the banker to buy the dollars at 72.50 from you, because that is the forward contracted rate. So बैंक आपसे डॉलर्स खरीदेगा 72.50 पे और बैंकर वो डॉलर को क्या करेगा? मार्केट में बेचेगा. लेकिन जब मार्केट में बेचने जाएगा, what is the spot rate? 60. That means the banker has suffered a huge loss. He has purchased the dollar from you at 72.5 and he is now selling the same dollars at 60. Will the banker get himself into this kind of a situation? No. How will the banker prevent himself from getting into this kind of a situation? What the banker will do is, जैसे ही आप बैंक के साथ फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एंटर करते हो ना, बैंक दूसरी तरफ मार्केट में एक और फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एंटर कर लेगा, बैंक टू सेल फॉरवर्ड, and he would possibly enter it at the same rate. That means, if I am the banker, I have entered into two transactions. One, I have entered into a forward transaction with the customer, that is you. आपसे डॉलर 31st मार्च को आएगा, and simultaneously I have also entered into a forward contract to sell those dollars. So 31st मार्च को आपके पास से डॉलर मिलेगा और वो डॉलर मैं मार्केट में डिलीवर कर दूंगा. Now, imagine a situation जब लास्ट डेट को this customer comes and tells the bank, look, I can't give the dollars to you today. Now this could happen due to multiple reasons. हो सकता है कस्टमर को एक्सपोर्ट प्रोसीड्स मिला नहीं हो, पेमेंट आने में डिले हो गया हो, या उसका जो कस्टमर है उसने कुछ और दिन पेमेंट के लिए मांगे हैं. Any of this could be possible. For whatever reason, if the customer fails to deliver the dollars on the due date and asks the banker to cancel the contract, remember, ये contract तो cancel हो जाएगा, because this is only a telephonic conversation between the bank and the customer, and it is this customer who is asking the contract to be cancelled. Can the bank cancel this contract? Because the dollars which were supposed to come from here and delivered here, and if this does not come, can the banker cancel this contract saying that I am not able to deliver the dollars? Banker नहीं कर सकता है. Banker has to honor this contract. Now the bank has undertaken to sell dollars at 72.5 और ये डॉलर्स यहां से आने वाले थे, पर ये तो अभी आए नहीं, तो बैंक क्या करेगा? बैंक को तो मार्केट से खरीदना पड़ेगा. किस दिन खरीदेगा? Now obviously this customer is coming to the bank on the due date and saying that मैं डॉलर नहीं दे सकता हूं. So that means on the due date the bank has to honor this contract, and therefore it will have to purchase dollars spot and deliver it here. Now what is the spot rate? 60. So the bank will buy the dollars at 60 and sell it here at 72.5. बैंक 60 में डॉलर खरीदेगा और यहां पे दे देगा और उसको 72.5 मिलेगा. तो इसका मतलब बैंक को तो प्रॉफिट हुआ है 12.5. ये प्रॉफिट किसका है? प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, इन ऑल सिचुएशंस एक्सेप्ट ओवरड्यू कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स या डिलेड डिलीवरी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स, in all the other situation, any profit or loss which arises due to cancellation, modification, extension, etc. of forward contracts belongs to the customer, this customer. Loss हुआ तो भी इसका, profit हुआ तो भी इसका. So in this case, this customer will be entitled to a profit of 12 rupees 50 पैसा. क्यों? क्योंकि बैंक ने 60 में डॉलर्स खरीदा है और उसको बेचा है 72.5 पे, रिजल्टिंग इन अ प्रॉफिट ऑफ 12.5, और ये प्रॉफिट कस्टमर को जाएगा. नाउ लेट्स गो बैक टू द प्रॉब्लम. On 15 Jan 2019, the banker booked a forward contract for $3 lakh for your import customer, deliverable on 15th March 2019 at 75.1250. अब इसको अगर हम डायग्रामेटिकली रिप्रेजेंट करें, now remember this is an import customer, which means the customer would have a payable. तो उसने forward contract क्या enter किया होगा? To buy dollars or to sell dollars? Obviously to buy dollars. Therefore the contract that would have been entered is customer to buy forward, which means banker to sell forward. Now remember, this is a 3-month contract because the contract is being entered on 15th Jan and deliverable on 15th March तो ये 3 महीने का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि 3 महीने के बाद कस्टमर बैंक में आएगा और डॉलर मांगेगा। अब बैंक कहां से देगा डॉलर? उसको तो मार्केट से खरीदना पड़ेगा। बट डू यू थिंक बैंक वुड हैव केप्ट दिस ट्रांजैक्शन ओपन? नो, द बैंक on day one itself, when this transaction is being entered into, the bank would simultaneously cover itself in the interbank market by entering into a buy forward. Now, what is the price at which all these are being entered into? This is 75.1250, $1 equals to. On the due date, customer requests you to cancel the contract. ड्यू डेट में आके कस्टमर बोलता है कि मैं ये डॉलर नहीं खरीदूंगा अब आपसे। नाउ प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट तो कैंसिल हो सकता है, पर बैंक ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट तो कैंसिल नहीं कर सकता है, और बैंक ने ऑलरेडी एंटर कर चुका है ट्रांजैक्शन to buy forward at $1 equal to 75.1250. That means the bank will have to honor this deal. So the bank will take delivery of the dollars at 75.1250. अगर ये ट्रांजैक्शन स्मूथली जाता, the bank would have received the dollars from here and the bank would have sold the dollars here. That is, if the transaction were to go smoothly. अब बैंक को यहां से तो डॉलर मिल रहा है, लेकिन यहां पे वो बेच नहीं पा रहा बिकॉज ये कस्टमर अब डॉलर लेने से मना कर रहा है। सो बैंक इस डॉलर्स का क्या करेगा? द बैंक will have to sell it immediately in the market, that is at spot, क्योंकि रिमेंबर कस्टमर कब आके बैंक को बोल रहा है कि वो नहीं ले पाएगा? On the due date. So on the due date, the bank will have to take delivery of these dollars at 75.1250 and the bank will immediately sell those dollars spot. So now what will happen is, bank will buy dollars at $1 equals to 75.1250 and the bank will sell dollars spot at, now on the due date, what is the spot rate going? On this date, the quotation for dollar in the interbank market is as follows: spot 75.50, 75.60, which means बैंक अगर मार्केट में इसको बेच देगा, now remember the bank is the customer. Now the bank is approaching the market as a customer, so आपको कस्टमर के हिसाब से ही सोचना पड़ेगा. So the bank will sell dollars at what rate if it is going into the market as a customer? 75.50 at $1 equals to 75.50. But this is not the final rate, because assuming that the flat charges for cancellation is ₹100 and the exchange margin is 0.10. So बैंक क्या बोल रहा है? मैं मार्केट में जो रेट में बेचूंगा उस पे मार्जिन लगता है, and we know that since the bank is selling the dollar spot on behalf of the customer, please note one thing, all these transaction which is happening, ये जो ट्रांजैक्शन हो रहा है ना, ये कस्टमर के बिहाफ पे हो रहा है. The bank is undertaking this transaction on behalf of the customer. So the bank is saying that हम जो भी इंटरबैंक मार्केट में बेचेंगे या खरीदेंगे उसके ऊपर मार्जिन लगेगा. Now, if the bank is entering into a buy transaction here on behalf of the customer, then remember the margins will have to be added. If you recollect my lecture on banker's margin, we know that when you are buying, the banker's margin is added, and when you are selling, the banker's margin is reduced, just like brokerage on share transaction. Now here also remember the bank is only acting on your behalf, that means the bank is acting like a broker to you. So वो क्या बोल रहा है कि इंटरबैंक में जो भी रेट होगा उस पे हमारा मार्जिन लगेगा. अब मार्जिन ऐड होगा कि लेस होगा, दैट विल डिपेंड ऑन बैंक आपके बिहाफ में क्या ट्रांजैक्शन कर रहा है. If the bank is buying on your behalf, then the margin will be added. If the bank is selling on your behalf, then the margin will be reduced. So here the bank is selling on your behalf 75.50 and he is saying that the margin is 0.10. That means the net realization for dollar as far as you as a customer is concerned will be 75.5 minus 0.10. This would be the net realization. Now, let's have a look at the solution. It is given that the customer is an importer. Hence, the customer would have entered into a forward contract to buy $3 lakh, that is the banker to sell at $1 equal to 75.1250. This is exactly what we entered. Customer to buy, banker to sell at 75.1250. Simultaneously, the bank would have entered into a 15th March forward contract to buy. This would be $3 lakh to keep his position square. So the banker to buy forward at 75.1250 to keep his position square. Okay. Upon the customer seeking cancellation on due date, that is on 15th March 2019, the bank will sell $3 lakh spot. Remember, the bank will sell dollar spot. लेकिन क्या रेट में बेचेगा? 75.50 minus 0.10. 75.50 minus the margin of 0.10, that is 75.4245. Now, एनालाइज दिस ट्रांजैक्शन. बैंक ने बाय किया है एट 75.1250 और बैंक ने सेल किया है एट 75.4245. अब आप बताइए इसमें बैंक को प्रॉफिट हुआ है कि लॉस हुआ है? परचेज किया है एट 1250, सेल कर रहा है एट 4245. ऑब्वियसली बैंक को प्रॉफिट हुआ है. ये प्रॉफिट किसका हुआ? ये प्रॉफिट कस्टमर का हुआ. The bank has purchased the dollars at 75.1250 and the same has been sold off at 75.4245. Hence, the resultant profit of $3 lakh into 75.4245 minus 75.1250, that is 89,850, and students ये plus 100 नहीं होगा, minus 100 equals to 89,750 will be to the account of the customer. Now, why is this minus 100? Because they are saying that there is going to be a cancellation charge which is going to be levied by the banker. So, customer को जो भी profit जाएगा, that will be after deducting the cancellation charge of rupees 100. So, in this case, the profit was 89,850. उसमें से cancellation charge 100 रुपया deduct होगा. Therefore, the net profit which the customer will be entitled to on account of this cancellation is 89,750. So student, this was a sum of cancellation on the due date. मतलब ड्यू डेट में आके कस्टमर कैंसल कर रहा है. नाउ इन दिस केस, द मोमेंट the customer comes on a due date and asks for cancellation, remember the bank will have to take the remedial action in the spot market. When I say remedial action, what do I mean? This. You notice here the bank had to sell the dollars in the spot market itself. क्योंकि कस्टमर आके ड्यू डेट को बता रहा है, तो मतलब ड्यू डेट को जब बता रहा है तो जो भी करना है वो आज ही करना पड़ेगा. So this is how we handle cancellation on due date. And student, by the way, मैंने यहाँ पे 3 महीना लिखा है. This is actually a 2-month contract because the contract was entered into on 15th Jan and it's deliverable on 15th March. So this would be a 2-month contract. Of course, that has not affected our calculation in any ways. Now let's move on to the next sum. Question 26. an exporter has entered into a 3-month forward contract to sell Singapore dollars 50,000 at the rate of 52.25. Now, how can we represent this in a diagram form? Customer, अभी exporter है and he's got a receivable of Singapore dollar 50,000. Therefore, he would be looking to sell Singapore dollars. So, customer to sell forward, which means the bank will buy forward. Now understand, this is a 3-month forward contract and this contract has been entered at the rate of 1 Singapore dollar equals to 52.25. 1 Singapore dollar equals to rupees 52.25. And we know that bank will not keep this position open. It will simultaneously enter into a cover transaction. So bank cover transaction क्या लेगा? Bank will enter into a forward sale contract. Now why forward sale? See, customer has entered into a contract to sell forward. मतलब on the due date, the customer will come and deliver Singapore dollars to the bank. तो बैंक तो Singapore dollars यहाँ से खरीद लेगा, लेकिन बैंक वो सिंगापुर डॉलर्स का करेगा क्या? उसको तो मार्केट में बेचना पड़ेगा. सो द बैंक विल एंटर इनटू अ फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टू सेल द सिंगापुर डॉलर्स. सो बैंक टू sell forward. Now, this would also be at 1 Singapore dollar equals to rupees 52.25. Fine. However, after 2 months, your customer comes to you and requests cancellation of the contract. Now, notice the difference. इससे पहले जो हम सम किए थे, उसमें ड्यू डेट पे आके कस्टमर बोल रहा है कि मैं हॉनर नहीं कर पाऊंगा. लेकिन यहां पे कस्टमर कब आ रहा है? 2 महीने के बाद. और ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कितने महीने का है? 3 महीने का. इसका मतलब ये फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में अभी भी 1 महीना बाकी है. नाउ जस्ट इमेजिन द पोजीशन ऑफ द बैंक. बैंक हैज एंटर्ड इनटू अ फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टू बाय सिंगापुर डॉलर्स फ्रॉम यू 3 मंथ फॉरवर्ड. और बैंक ने मार्केट में एक और ट्रांजैक्शन एंटर कर लिया टू सेल फॉरवर्ड. ये तो डे 1 को हो गया है. अब 2 महीने के बाद आप आके बैंकर को बोल रहे हो, सर हम डॉलर नहीं दे पाएंगे, प्लीज कैंसल द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. नाउ द बैंक नोज दैट 1 महीने के बाद आपसे जो सिंगापुर डॉलर्स आने वाले थे वो अब आएंगे नहीं. सी, इफ द ट्रांजैक्शन हैड गॉन थ्रू स्मूथली, बैंक को यहां से सिंगापुर डॉलर्स मिलते थे एट द एंड ऑफ 3 मंथ्स एंड दो सिंगापुर डॉलर्स द बैंक वुड हैव डिलीवर्ड इट हियर at the end of 3 months. But this is if the transaction went through smoothly. लेकिन 2 महीने के बाद आप आके बोल रहे हो कि हम तो ये डॉलर दे नहीं पाएंगे. अब बैंक का पोजीशन क्या हो गया? बैंक नोज दैट 1 महीने के बाद बैंक को डॉलर्स कहीं से तो डिलीवर करना है. अब बैंक के पास 2 चॉइस है. पहला चॉइस, कुछ नहीं करे आज. दैट मीन्स 1 महीने के बाद बैंक सिंगापुर डॉलर मार्केट से जो भी रेट में है वो उठाएगा और यहां डिलीवर कर देगा. बट इन दैट केस प्रॉफिट भी हो सकता है, लॉस भी हो सकता है. लेकिन ये प्रॉफिट और लॉस किसका है? कस्टमर का है. लेकिन कस्टमर क्या बोलेगा? सर आपने ड्यू डेट में जाके ये क्यों किया? मैंने तो आपको 1 महीने पहले ही बता दिया था कि मैं नहीं दे पाऊंगा. विच मीन्स आफ्टर 2 months when the customer comes and tells the bank to cancel the contract, the bank will enter into a 1-month transaction. Now please notice this carefully. Let's say this is 1 month, 2 month and 3 months. Now the customer is coming here and saying that please cancel the contract. Now the bank knows that it has an obligation to sell the dollars at 52.85. So to nullify this transaction now, the bank will enter into a buy 1 month forward. Because remember, this transaction is being entered here and from here to here there is still a period of 1 month to go. Because this transaction will happen only after 1 month, no, and the bank has to take care of this transaction now. So the bank will enter into a 1 month forward. When? Here. Now, what is the 1 month forward rate prevailing here? They would have given it in the question. On that date, quotation for Singapore dollars in the market is as follows. Spot दिया है 1 month forward, 1 Singapore dollar equals to 52.75, 52.82. Now remember, here the bank is going to enter into a buy 1 month forward on behalf of the client. Now the banker is going to go to the market on behalf of the client. That means as a customer. So what is the rate at which the bank will be able to buy dollars in the market if it goes as a customer? 52.82. That means this will be the rate at which the bank will be able to buy the dollars. Now look at this. On the due date, what will happen? On the due date, the bank will buy the Singapore dollars, or it will take delivery of the Singapore dollars at 52.82 and it will sell those same Singapore dollars at 52.25. Now, will this give a profit or a loss? This would obviously result in a loss. ये loss किसका है? ये loss customer का है. Let's look at the solution. The exporter has entered into a 3-month forward contract to sell 50,000, that is bankered to buy at 1 Singapore dollar equals to 52.25. Simultaneously, the bank would have entered into a 3-month forward sell to keep its position square. Upon the customer seeking cancellation after 2 months, that is 1 month before the due date, the bank will enter into a 1 month buy forward at 1 Singapore dollar equals to 52.82. See this? Buy 1 month forward at 52.82. That means the bank has purchased at 52.82 and sold at 52.25. Hence, the bank has sold Singapore dollars at 1 Singapore dollar equals to 52.25 and purchased the same at 1 Singapore dollar equals to 52.82. The resultant loss of 50,000 into 52.25 minus 52.82, that is rupees 28,500, will be to the account of the customer. Now students, इस sum में there is no banker's margin involved. लेकिन अगर banker's margin involved होता, then remember the banker's margin would have been applicable on this transaction. That is, the banker is buying 1 Singapore dollar at 52.82. Remember, he is buying on behalf of the customer. और अगर question में banker's margin दिया होता, let us say 0.10%, then in that case you would have added 0.10% to 52.82. पिछले समय हमने reduce किया था, because why? The banker was entering into a sell transaction on behalf of the client, but here the bank is entering into a buy transaction on behalf of the client, and we know shares जब आप buy करते हो तो brokerage add होता है cost में. Similarly, यहाँ पे डॉलर बाय किया जा रहा है और अगर बैंकर्स मार्जिन होता, then it would have been added. So please keep this in mind. Now students, you will notice that the earlier question dealt with a situation where the customer was seeking cancellation on the due date. This question dealt with a situation where the cancellation was requested by the customer before the due date. And if you notice the difference, when the customer requested cancellation on the due date, the bank had to take remedial action in the spot market. Whereas here, when the customer requested cancellation before the due date, the bank had to take remedial action in the forward market. That is, the bank had to enter into a buy 1 month forward. In the earlier transaction, the bank had to enter something in the spot market. Now, this is one of the ways of remembering the treatment for these kind of problems. अगर customer due date में आके कुछ मांग रहा है, तो फिर the bank has to take the remedial action in the spot market. और अगर customer before the due date आके या तो cancellation कर रहा है या फिर extension मांग रहा है, then the bank will have to take the remedial action in the forward market. So now let's move on to the next question. Chale, let's look at question 27. Manish Traders is an export house based in Mumbai. it has an export receivable of $10,000 due in 2 months time. That means the customer will sell forward because it has an export receivable, so it will be looking to sell the dollars forward, which means bank will buy forward, and the bank, in order to maintain its position square, bank to sell forward. Now what is the price at which all this is happening? It enters into a forward contract to sell the export receivables at $1 equal to 72.52. So this is happening at $1 equals to 72.52, and the banker simultaneously covers himself in the interbank market at 72.59. Now students, here you have to note something, that except in case of overdue contracts or delayed delivery of contracts, the rate at which the banker is covering himself in the interbank market is really irrelevant. I'm once again repeating it. Except in a situation of delayed delivery in contracts, or what we call as overdue contracts, except in that situation, in all the other situation, the rate at which the banker is covering himself in the interbank market is not relevant for the calculation at all. I mean, as a customer, मुझे क्या पड़ी है बैंक इंटरबैंक मार्केट में जाके क्या रेट पे कवर कर रहा है, वो उसका लुकआउट है. As far as I am concerned, I will tell the bank कि भाई जो profit loss calculate करना है ना, all that has to be calculated with reference to the rate at which we have entered into the transaction amongst ourselves. So this rate is really irrelevant for this calculation. So for all practical purposes, we will take this rate also as 72.52. Okay. However, on the due date, that is after 2 months, the exporter approaches the bank with a request for extension of the forward contract by 1 month. मतलब ड्यू डेट को कस्टमर आके बोल रहा है कि मैं आज ये सेटल नहीं कर पाऊंगा, मुझे 1 महीने का एक्सटेंशन चाहिए. स्टूडेंट, नाउ रिमेंबर द क्वेश्चन दैट यू हैव टू आस्क इज, क्या ये ट्रांजैक्शन ड्यू डेट में सेटल हो रहा है? If the answer is no, then the first thing that the banker will have to do is cancel the contract. Extension की तो बाद में बात होगी. सबसे पहले तो बैंकर को इस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को कैंसिल करना पड़ेगा. That means the procedure he will have to follow will be the same as what we have seen in case of cancellation of contracts. Now in this case, customer बैंक को कब आके बोल रहा है? ड्यू डेट में आके बोल रहा है. नाउ वी नो दैट कैंसिलेशन ऑन ड्यू डेट, व्हेन इट हैपेंस, द बैंकर विल हैव टू टेक द रेमेडियल एक्शन इन द स्पॉट मार्केट, बिकॉज यहां पे कस्टमर ड्यू डेट को आके बोल रहा है ना. दैट मीन्स द बैंकर विल हैव टू कैंसल द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ऑन द ड्यू डेट. दैट मीन्स ही हैज टू टेक द रेमेडियल एक्शन इन द स्पॉट मार्केट. सो एक्सटेंशन में ध्यान रखिएगा, 2 चीजें होंगे. पहला तो आपको कैंसिलेशन ऑफ फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट तो करना ही पड़ेगा, फिर आपको उसको एक्सटेंशन देना पड़ेगा. बट फर्स्ट लेट अस डील विथ कैंसिलेशन. ऑन द ड्यू डेट, जब कस्टमर आके बैंक को बोलता है कि हम ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ऑनर नहीं कर पाएंगे, हमको 1 महीने का टाइम लगेगा, बैंकर कैंसिल करेगा बाय एंटरिंग इनटू अ स्पॉट ट्रांजैक्शन. एंड व्हाट इज द स्पॉट ट्रांजैक्शन दैट द बैंक विल एंटर इनटू? सिंस द बैंक हैज सोल्ड फॉरवर्ड 72.52, in order to cancel this, the bank will have to buy spot. मैं एक बार फिर ये समझा दे रहा हूं. अगर ये ट्रांजैक्शन स्मूथली सेटल होता तो कस्टमर वुड हैव डिलीवर्ड द डॉलर्स टू द बैंक एंड द बैंक वुड हैव डिलीवर्ड दोज डॉलर्स हियर. बट अब कस्टमर आके बोल रहा है कि हम तो डॉलर दे नहीं पाएंगे. Now bank is stuck with this transaction. No, the bank will have to deliver the dollars to settle this transaction. Where will the bank get the dollars from? It is not getting from here. So the bank will have to buy the dollars. Now will it buy in the spot or forward? Now since the customer is coming on the due date and cancelling it or asking for extension, the bank will have to buy the dollars at spot rate. Now what is the rate at which the bank will be buying the dollars? 72.72. And is there any margins involved? Yes, there is a margin involved of 0.10%. That means the rate at which the bank will be able to buy dollars in the spot market will be 72.72 plus 0.10. So the bank will buy spot at 72.72 plus 0.10%. अब इसका जो प्रॉफिट लॉस होगा वो कैलकुलेट करके कस्टमर को या तो डेबिट कर दिया जाएगा या क्रेडिट कर दिया जाएगा. ओके, नाउ दिस टेक्स केयर ऑफ द कैंसिलेशन पार्ट. लेकिन अभी भी इस ट्रांजैक्शन का एक पार्ट बाकी है, क्योंकि कस्टमर यहां पे खाली कैंसिलेशन नहीं मांग रहा है, ही इज आस्किंग फॉर एक्सटेंशन. नाउ ऑन दिस डेट the customer is asking for extension of the contract by 1 month. That means a fresh forward contract will be entered between the bank and the customer, a fresh 1 month contract. Now why 1 month contract? Because the customer is asking extension by 1 month, no? So a fresh 1 month forward will be entered. At what rate? At obviously the 1 month forward rate prevailing on this date. 1 month forward rate prevailing on this date. Now what is the 1 month prevailing rate? 1 month forward. Now what is the fresh transaction that will be entered? Same customer to sell forward. That means the 1 month forward will be entered at 72.64. But remember, now it's a sell transaction. So बैंक क्या बोलेगा कि 72.64 नहीं मिलेगा, 72.64 minus 0.10%. Here it was a buy transaction, therefore 72.72 plus 0.10. But here it is a sell transaction, that means 72.64 minus 0.10. Now let's have a look at the solution. The customer, being an exporter, has entered into a forward contract to sell dollars at $1 equal to 72.52, bank to buy dollars. The banker simultaneously would have entered into a 2-month forward contract to sell dollars to keep its position square. So customer to sell और bank square maintain करने के लिए sell dollar. Look at the diagram. Customer to sell, that is this, and to maintain the square position, banker to sell forward at $1 equals to 72.52. Upon the customer seeking extension on the due date, the bank will first have to cancel the original contract, and to do this the bank will buy spot at $1 equals to 72.72 plus 0.10, that is 72.79. So this is what we have done here. The bank will buy spot at 72.72 plus 0.10, that is 72.79. Okay. Hence, the banker has sold dollars at $1 equal to 72.52 and then purchased the same at $1 equals to 72.79. Now, if you look at these two transactions, what do you notice? You will notice that the bank has sold at 72.52, that is this, and the bank has purchased at 72.79. So इसका मतलब लॉस हुआ है. ये लॉस किसका होगा? ये लॉस कस्टमर का होगा. The resultant loss of $10,000 into 72.52 minus 72.79, that is 2,700, will be to the account of the customer. The above completes the cancellation process. So cancellation का process यहाँ खत्म होता है. लेकिन अभी तक ये सम खत्म नहीं हुआ है, क्योंकि हमको ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को एक्सटेंड करना पड़ेगा. दैट इज वी विल हैव टू नाउ एंटर इनटू दिस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, नो, वेयर द कस्टमर will sell 1 month forward and bank will buy 1 month forward. Now customer will sell 1 month forward at what rate? At the 1 month forward rate prevailing on this date, that is on the 1 month forward prevailing rate 72.64, but then since this is a sell transaction, it would be 72.64 minus 0.10. Now since the customer seeks to extend the contract by 1 month, a fresh 1 month forward contract will be entered, whereas the customer, being an exporter, will sell 1 month forward at 72.64, that is this rate, minus 0.10%, minus 0.10% margin, that is 72.57. So this of course would be a fresh transaction, and this would eventually maybe settled on the due date, or maybe even on that date the customer might seek an extension. That we are not concerned about. So this was a sum on cancellation and extension before due date. Now students, the next question, that is question number 28, is a question on early delivery. अब तक जो प्रॉब्लम्स हमने किए हैं वो या तो कैंसिलेशन था, either on the due date or before due date, or extension. Now this is a case of early delivery, jahan pe before the due date the delivery is affected under the forward contracts. Now how to deal with this situation? Let us first go through the problem. An exporter who is due to receive $10,000 in 3-month time from now, that is 1/4/19, enters into a forward contract today, that is 1/1/2019, to sell the dollars at $1 equal to 75.80. So this is an exporter who's got a receivable of $10,000. That means he'll be entering into a sell forward transaction. So customer to sell forward, bank to buy forward, and to maintain a square position, bank will enter into a sell forward. Now all these transaction is taking place at $1 equals to 75.80. Now this is a 3-month forward contract, so let us just divide this line into 3 periods: 1 month, 2 month, and this is your 3rd month. After a month, that is here, the exporter delivers the dollars received under the said contract and requests the bank to settle early delivery. That means here the customer is coming to the bank with the dollars. Now remember, originally the customer was supposed to come to the bank only after 3 months. But after 1 month, the customer is coming to the bank and giving the delivery. Now what will the bank do after taking delivery of the dollars? Immediately it will sell the dollars in the spot market, because the bank cannot block its working capital in holding those dollars. So therefore, when the customer effects the delivery here, one is the bank will sell the dollars spot at $1 equals to 75.75. But now this transaction becomes exposed, because as per the original contract the bank was supposed to receive the dollars here and deliver it here. But now the bank has received the dollars here and sold it in the market. So the bank is no longer going to receive the dollars from here to settle this transaction. So what is the bank going to do? The bank will today itself enter into a 1 month buy forward. Sorry, not 1 month, 2 month. So the bank will buy 2 month forward at $1 equals to, now what is the 2 month forward being quoted as? 75.95. Now if you notice this transaction, the bank has sold at 75.75 today and is purchasing the same dollars 2 month forward at 75.95. So this is what we call as a swap loss. Okay, that is one. Second, the bank is supposed to pay to the customer 75.80, but when the bank has sold the dollar spot, the bank has realized how much? 75.75. Of course, the bank will cover its transaction here, that is, it will receive the 75.80. But the fact remains that as of today, that is, as on the date of early delivery, the bank has blocked its working capital because the buying rate from the customer is 75.80, but the bank is able to sell it only for 75.75. The rest 5 paisa it will realize here, but as of this date, the bank has ended up blocking its working capital to the extent of 5 paisa, that is 75.80 minus 75.75. On this blockage or outlay of funds, the bank will charge interest at 12% per annum. So, how much will be the swap loss? The swap loss will be $10,000 into 75.75 minus 75.95. That is 20 paisa into $10,000. That is, this will be the swap loss. And on what amount will the bank charge interest? That is $10,000 into 5 paisa blockage. That is 75.80 minus 75.75. That is 500 rupees is the amount which is being blocked by the bank for 2 months. On this, it will charge interest at 12% per annum for 2 months. Now let's have a look at the solution. The customer, being an exporter, has entered into a 3-month forward contract to sell $10,000 at $1 equal to 75.80, that is bank to buy. The banker simultaneously would have entered into a 3-month forward contract to sell the dollars to maintain the square position. On 1/12/19, upon the customer effecting early delivery, the bank will take delivery of the dollars and sell it spot at $1 equal to 75.75, that is this transaction, 75.75. This sale of dollar spot at 75.75 and buying it 2 months forward at 75.95 will result in a swap loss of $10,000 into 75.75 minus 75.95, that is 2,000 rupees. That is this swap loss of 2,000 rupees, which will be recovered from the customer. On 1/2/19, the bank sells the dollar at 75.75, but it will have to pay the customer the contracted rate of 75.80. This results in blockage of fund to the extent of $10,000 into 75.80 minus 75.75, that is 500 rupees. On this funds blockage, the bank will charge interest at 12% per annum for 2 months, that is rupees 10. So therefore, what will be the net realization of the customer in this case? See, $10,000 into 75.80, that is 7,58,000. This is what the customer is supposed to receive, but then he will be asked to pay the 2,000 rupee loss, and he will also be asked to pay this 10 rupee interest. Therefore, the net realization by the customer on account of this transaction would be 7,58,000 minus 2,000, that is 7,56,000 minus 10, that gives us 7,55,990. So this would be the net realization by the customer on account of early delivery. Students, from question number 29 is a question which deals with delayed execution of forward contracts, or what we call as overdue forward contracts. Let's have a look at the question first, and then we'll discuss the issues relating to these kind of situations. An importer booked a forward contract with his bank on 10th April for $2 lakh due on 10th June at $1 equals to 64.40. That means ये forward contract का जो original due date है वो 10th June है. The bank covered its position in the market at $1 equals to 64.28. Now, in this situation, this rate will have a relevance. See, अब तक हमने जितने भी problems किए हैं, वहां पे we ignored the rate at which the bank covered itself. But in case of a delayed execution of a forward contract, this rate will have relevance, and we'll see how. The exchange rate for dollar in the interbank market on 10th June and 13th June. Now they have given the spot rate on 10 June and 13 June. Spot June मतलब जून एंड का रेट्स दिए हुए हैं, जुलाई का रेट्स, अगस्त एंड सितंबर का रेट्स दिया हुआ है, एंड दीज रेट्स आर एज ऑफ 10 जून, that is on the due date of the contract, and on 13 June. Exchange margin is 0.10% and interest on outlay of funds at 12%. The importer requested on 14th June for extension of contract with due date on 10th August. मतलब कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का ड्यू डेट जो है वो 10th को है, लेकिन 10th को ये इंपोर्टर ने ना तो बैंक आया और ना बैंक को इन्फॉर्म किया। वो बैंक में आता है सीधा 14th को और बोलता है कि मुझे ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्सटेंड करना है। रेट्स राउंडेड ऑफ टू 4 decimals and multiples of 0.0025. On 10th June, bank swaps by selling spot and buying 1 month forward. See now, 10th June को जब फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ड्यू होता है, उस दिन जरा बैंक की सिचुएशन सोचिए, ये कस्टमर आया नहीं। अब एज पर फेडाई रूल विच आई विल डिस्कस इन अ फ्यू मोमेंट्स फ्रॉम नाउ, ये कस्टमर अगले 3 दिन में कभी भी आ सकता है एंड ही कैन एनफोर्स द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट। तो इसका मतलब आज के तारीख में, दैट इज ऑन 10th June, ऑन द ड्यू डेट, द बैंक रियली डजंट नो व्हाट टू डू विद द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, क्योंकि अगले दिन कस्टमर आ सकता है एंड ही कैन एनफोर्स द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट। सो इन दिस केस the bank will have to do something on the spot rate, क्योंकि as per the original contract ये contract तो 10th को ड्यू पड़ जाता है। तो on the due date the bank will have to honor its part of the transaction in the market, and since the customer can come for the next 3 days, the bank will have to enter into a forward contract. Now that means on the due date बैंक को एक ट्रांजैक्शन तो स्पॉट में करना पड़ेगा और एक उसको फॉरवर्ड में करना पड़ेगा, which will give rise to a swap gain or a swap loss. We'll see that. Calculate cancellation rate, amount payable on $2 lakh, swap loss, interest on outlay of funds if any, new contract rate, and total cost. Now students, before I go into the solution, I would first take you through the FEDI circular, and then I would show you the graphical representation of the problem so that you get a fair idea of what is happening, and then I'll come to the solution part as to how you're going to present this in the exam. So first let us have a look at the relevant FEDI circular. Now as per FEDI rule 6, in the absence of any instruction from the customer, contracts which have matured shall within a period of 3 working days after the maturity date be cancelled. That means the customer can come for 3 days after the due date. But once this 3-day period is elapsed, the bank can cancel the contract. In case the contract is ultimately cancelled, the customer shall not be entitled to any exchange difference in his favor. So if the contract ultimately is cancelled, मतलब ड्यू डेट को तो कस्टमर आता नहीं है, लेकिन उसका 4 दिन या 3 दिन के बाद वो आता है और बोलता है ये कैंसिल करना है, then remember, any gain arising out of this cancellation will not go to the customer. Now if you remember, अभी तक हमने जो भी problems किए हैं, we said that whatever profit or loss which will arise on the cancellation, extension, etc. of the contract, both belong to the customer. Profit हुआ तो भी customer का, loss हुआ तो भी customer का। लेकिन अगर ड्यू डेट में कस्टमर नहीं आता है और फाइनली बाद में आके बोलता है कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कैंसिल करने हैं, देन प्रॉफिट होगा तो कस्टमर को नहीं मिलेगा, लेकिन लॉस होगा तो वो कस्टमर को डेबिट कर दिया जाएगा। सो इन दिस केस लॉस विल बी टू द अकाउंट ऑफ कस्टमर एंड गेन्स नॉट टू द कस्टमर। But the more important point in this rule that you have to note is that this rule gives a period of 3 days within which the customer can come and enforce the contract. Okay, now let us look at the graphical representation of the sequence of events that will happen. Now I've taken the same sum out here with the same figure so that it's easy for us to cross refer it. customer to buy forward, bank to sell forward. Now understand, this is an importer who's booking a forward contract. That means the customer will enter into a buy forward transaction, which means bank will enter into a sell forward, and to keep its position square, bank will enter into a buy forward. Now, the transaction between the customer and the bank is happening at $1 equals to 64.40. See this? 64.40. But what is the rate at which the bank is covering itself? The bank is covering itself at 64.28. $1 equals to 64.28. ओके, ये सारे ट्रांजैक्शंस तो हो जाएंगे डे 1 को. अब ड्यू डेट आ गया है. नाउ रिमेंबर, द बैंक had entered into a buy forward transaction in the market. That means on the due date, बैंक ने जिससे भी डॉलर खरीदा है वो आएगा और बैंक को डॉलर्स देके चले जाएगा. That means the bank will have to pick delivery of these dollars. Now, if the transaction had gone through smoothly, the bank would have picked the dollars from here and handed over those dollars to the customer. लेकिन अब कस्टमर का तो कोई अता पता ही नहीं है. सो बैंक विल पिक दिस डॉलर्स, लेकिन उस डॉलर्स का फिर वो करेगा क्या? बैंक विल सेल इट स्पॉट. सो ऑन द ड्यू डेट, दैट इज 10th of June, द बैंक विल टेक डिलीवरी ऑफ दीज डॉलर्स and sell those dollars spot. So if you notice, bank will sell spot. Now this is on 10th June at $1 equals to 63.80. Now if you look at the rate which is prevailing on 10th June, the rate for selling dollar spot is 63.80. So the bank will sell it spot. But the problem is, on 10th June, remember, the customer still has the right that he can approach the bank over a period of next 3 days and enforce it. You can think of this 3 days as a grace period. अब बैंक ने तो इसको सेल स्पॉट कर दिया, लेकिन बैंक को ये तो मालूम ही नहीं है कि अगले 3 दिन में कस्टमर कौन सा दिन उसके पास आएगा. So the bank will obviously want to protect itself. What will the bank do? The bank will enter into a forward contract to buy. Now in real life, what will happen is the bank will enter into a daily forward. Meaning 10 तारीख को वो 11 तारीख का फॉरवर्ड लेगा, 11 को वो 12 का फॉरवर्ड लेगा एंड 12 को वो 13 का फॉरवर्ड लेगा. Now of course इस सब में तो उतने डिटेल्स में गए नहीं है. They've just given us the June rate. So we will say that the bank will buy June forward at $1 equals to 63.95, because here the bank has sold it at spot, na? And if the customer suddenly comes, then the bank will have to give the dollars to the customer. So what the bank will do to protect itself is, bank एक forward contract में enter करके रख लेगा. Now what rate will it enter into the forward contract? The rate which is prevailing on 10th June for a June forward. Now if you look at the problem, on 10th June, the June forward for a buy dollar contract is 95, that is 63.95. So the buy forward transaction will be entered at 63.95. Now this gives us the swap loss. I'll just come to that in a moment. Now the second thing that we need to notice, 3 दिन के बाद जब कस्टमर फाइनली आके बोलता है कि नहीं हमको तो एक्सटेंड करना है, द बैंक विल हैव टू कैंसल आउट दिस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. ये जो फॉरवर्ड उसने एंटर कर रखा है, बैंक को तो इसको कैंसिल करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि ये जो फॉरवर्ड एंटर किया गया था, दिस वाज ऑन द एजम्पशन दैट कस्टमर 3 दिन के बाद आके डॉलर लेके जाएगा. लेकिन अब तो कस्टमर आके ये बोल रहा है कि उसको डॉलर अभी चाहिए ही नहीं, which means the bank will have to nullify this contract. Now this they will do by selling in spot. Now you might wonder, sir spot में क्यों करेगा? ये तो फॉरवर्ड ट्रांजैक्शन है. लेकिन मैंने क्या बोला था आपको कि ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट जो है वो डेली बेसिस पे एंटर होगा. So on 10th there will be a contract entered for 11th. Now supposing कस्टमर 11th को आके बोलता है कि मैं ये डॉलर लूंगा नहीं, और 11th का ही फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, तो इसका मतलब दिस इज एज गुड एज कस्टमर कैंसलिंग द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ऑन द ड्यू डेट. नाउ वी नो दैट व्हेन द customer cancels a contract on the due date, the bank will have to take a remedial action, in the spot market. So similarly यहां पे अगर जून 13 या 14 का फॉरवर्ड ले रखा है और उस दिन कस्टमर आके बोलता है नहीं ये तो मैं अभी लूंगा ही नहीं, मैं बाद में लूंगा, then the bank will obviously have to enter into a spot sale to take care of this buy transaction which it has entered. Now what is the rate at which the spot sale will be entered? This rate will be the rate which is prevailing on June 13th for the spot transaction. Now if you notice, on June 13th the rate for a spot sale is 63.68. So this forward will be cancelled on 13 June by a spot sell at $1 equals to 63.68. But then on this there will be a margin, because this is not an interbank transaction, this is a transaction done on behalf of the client. So the bank will charge a margin and they have given margin as 0.10%. Now remember, this is a sell transaction which is taking place. Therefore the margin will be reduced. So 63.68 minus 0.10, that is 63.6163, and since the sum says that the figures have to be rounded off to 0.0025 in multiples thereof, so this will become 63.6175. So this transaction is done to take care of this buy which the bank would have entered into. Now, the swap loss, that is the difference between these two. See, the bank has sold spot at 63.8 and it has purchased the same in the forward at 63.95. Sold at 63.8, purchasing it at 63.95. Therefore, this is a loss and this is a swap loss, that is 0.15 into $2 lakh, that is 30,000 rupees is the swap loss which will be debited to the customer. Okay. Interest on outlay of funds. Now what is this interest on outlay of funds? See, on the due date, the bank has sold the dollars spot at 63.80. But on the due date, the bank has also purchased the dollars at 64.28. ना 64.28 पे परचेज किया है और 63.80 पे सेल कर दिया है. अब ये डिफरेंस तो कस्टमर से हम रिकवर कर लेंगे, लेकिन 10 तारीख को तो कस्टमर आए नहीं है ना, तो फिलहाल तो ये फंड मुझे ही ब्लॉक करना पड़ रहा है. तो हम क्या करेंगे, इस अमाउंट पे इंटरेस्ट चार्ज कर देंगे. सो इंटरेस्ट ऑन आउटले ऑफ फंड्स एट 12% ऑन 63.80, दैट इज दिस रेट, माइनस 64.28 इंटू 2 लाख फॉर 3 days, क्योंकि कस्टमर तो 3 दिन के बाद ही आएगा, तो 3 दिन का तो ब्याज हम लगा देंगे. Which means, what are the 3 things now that are getting involved here? One is the cancellation rate, second is the swap loss, and third is the interest on outlay. So this gives us the swap loss. This, the difference between these two figures gives us blockage of funds on which interest will be charged. और अगर ये फंड ब्लॉकेज नहीं रहा, उल्टा फंड्स मिला बैंक को, then the bank will have to pay interest on that sum to the customer. So it will work both ways, right? Now let us have a look at the summary of the transaction. So the net amount payable by the customer will be स्वॉप लॉस 30,000, फिर इंटरेस्ट ऑन आउटले ऑफ फंड्स हमने देखा ₹96, डिफरेंस इन कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड रेट एंड फाइनल सेटलमेंट रेट. सी, कस्टमर के साथ जो कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड रेट था वो क्या था, 64.4, लेकिन फाइनली ये ट्रांजैक्शन मार्केट में कितना में सेटल हुआ है, 63.6163. नाउ इफ आई जस्ट टेक यू बैक, 64.4, this was the contracted rate, but then finally this is the rate at which the transaction is being cancelled, that is 63.6163. if you round it off, then 63.6175. I've just taken this 63.6163. Alternatively, you can take 63.6175, in which case there will be a slight difference in the answer, but that doesn't matter. So difference in the contracted rate and final settlement 2 lakh into 64.4 into 63.6163. मैं एक बार फिर रिपीट कर रहा हूं, ये 63.6163 के बदले आप 63.6175 भी ले सकते थे, इन विच केस आपका आंसर में हल्का सा फर्क आएगा, कोई बहुत ज्यादा फर्क नहीं आएगा. सो डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. दिस इज द डिफरेंस इन द कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड रेट. दैट मीन्स द नेट अमाउंट पेएबल विल बी द सम टोटल of these three figures. That will be the total amount payable by the customer. Now let us look at the way the solution is being presented. Cancellation rate. Cancellation rate is the rate at which the forward contract is finally being cancelled, that is 63.68 minus the margin, that is 63.6163, जिसको हमने राउंड ऑफ कर दिया 63.6175. फिर amount payable on $2 lakh. Bank sells $2 lakh at 64.4. Bank buys $2 lakh at 63.6163. So the amount payable by the customer is 156,740. लेकिन इसके अलावा क्या कस्टमर और कुछ पे करेगा? बिल्कुल. इसके अलावा वो इंटरेस्ट ऑन आउटले भी पे करेगा और इसके अलावा वो स्वॉप लॉस भी पे करेगा. Now we know interest on outlay was 96 rupees and swap loss was 30,000, जिसका कैलकुलेशन हम यहां दिखा रहे हैं. Swap loss on 10th June the bank does a swap sale of dollar at market buying rate of 63.8 and forward purchase for June at the market selling rate of 63.95. तो ये जो 15 पैसा का है डिफरेंस है वो आपका स्वॉप लॉस हो गया. $2 लाख के ऊपर 15 पैसा के हिसाब से 30,000 का आपका स्वॉप लॉस हो गया. ये हमने डायग्राम में उधर रिप्रेजेंट किया. इफ यू वांट यू कैन हैव अ रीलुक एट द डायग्राम. Interest on outlay of funds. On 10th June, the bank receives delivery under the forward cover contract at 64.28 and sells spot at 63.80. So इन दोनों का जो डिफरेंस है उतना पैसा बैंक का ब्लॉक हो गया 3 दिन के लिए, क्योंकि कस्टमर तो ड्यू डेट को तो आ नहीं रहा है, 3 दिन के बाद आ रहा है. So the bank buys at 64.28, sells at 63.80. Therefore, blockage of funds is 0.48. और इसके ऊपर इंटरेस्ट कैलकुलेट किया जाएगा. दैट इज 0.48 इंटू 2 लाख इज रुपीज 96,000 और 96,000 के ऊपर 3 दिन के लिए 12% पर एनम वर्क्स आउट टू 96 रुपीज. ओके, व्हाट विल बी द न्यू कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रेट? सी, जून 13 के बाद कस्टमर आके बोल रहा है कि उसको 1 महीने का एक्सटेंशन चाहिए. मतलब अब जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एंटर होगा दैट विल बी with a due date of 10th August. मतलब 10th August को 13th June का रेट क्या चल रहा है? 64.1800 Now remember this is an importer customer. तो importer customer मतलब वो तो डॉलर बाय करने की कोशिश करेगा, तो द रेट एप्लीकेबल फॉर हिम वुड बी 64.25. लेकिन बैंकर का मार्जिन है 0.10%. That means the rate applicable for the customer will be 64.25 plus 0.10. So therefore, the contract rate would be 64.25 plus margin at 0.10, that is 64.3143. So what is the total cost with regards to cancellation? Remember हमने PowerPoint में जो प्रेजेंटेशन देखा था डायग्रामेटिक रिप्रेजेंटेशन का, उसके बाद मैंने आपको समरी बताया था. कैंसिलेशन चार्जेस 156,740, फिर स्वॉप लॉस 30,000, इंटरेस्ट ऑन आउटले 96. देयरफॉर द टोटल कॉस्ट इन्वॉल्व्ड इन सेटलिंग ऑफ दिस ओवरड्यू कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इज 1,86,836. सो इफ यू आर एन इंपोर्टर, अपार्ट फ्रॉम द फैक्ट दैट आपको डॉलर क्या भाव में गिरा, दिस विल बी एडेड टू योर कॉस्ट ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शन. सो दिस इज हाउ वी डील विथ ओवरड्यू कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स. Now let's look at question 30. An Indian company obtains the following quotes for rupee dollar, that is spot. 3-month forward rate दिया है, 6-month forward rate दिया है. The company needs dollar funds for 6 months. Determine whether the company should borrow in dollars or rupees given the following interest rate. 3-month interest rate rupee का 12% और dollar का 6%, and 6-month interest rate rupee का 11.50% and dollar का 5.50%. Also determine what should be the rate of interest after 3 months to make the company indifferent between 3-month borrowing and 6-month borrowing in case of rupee borrowing, dollar borrowing, and for the purpose of calculation you can take units of dollar and rupee as 100 each. Now, इस question में पूछा क्या है? What is it that we are required to evaluate? Whether the company should borrow in dollar or rupees given the following interest rate. Now let's have a look at the solution. See, if the company borrows in dollars, now we'll presume that first the company is borrowing in dollars. Assume the company borrows $100, add interest at 5.5% per annum for 6 months. Amount repayable after 6 months will be $100 plus interest at 5.5% per annum for 6 months, that is 2.75, that is 102.75. This will be the amount which is repayable after 6 months. Now, what is the applicable 6-month forward rate? The 6-month forward rate is 36.1, 36.4. Now, after 6 months, if you have borrowed in dollars, you will be required to buy the dollars in order to repay the loan. Therefore, the rate applicable for you would be 36.4. Applicable 6-month forward rate is 36.4. Therefore, cash outflow in Indian rupees would be 102.75 into 36.4, that is 3740.10. Now, this would be the rupee outflow if you borrowed in dollars. Now, if the company decided to borrow in rupees, first of all, we need to understand how many rupees borrowing should we take. See, it is given in the question that the company needs dollar funds. Now, if it purchased dollars from the market, because the company needs dollars, if it purchased dollars from the market, at what rate would it have purchased the dollars at? 36.10. Therefore, if you are evaluating a rupee borrowing, we will have to presume that the company would tend to borrow that much rupees which it would require to procure $100 from the market. I am once again repeating this. कंपनी को $100 चाहिए. अगर कंपनी रुपी में बोरो करती है तो कितने रुपए बोरो करेगा? It will borrow that much rupees which it will require to buy $100 from the market. Now, the buying rate for dollars from the market is 36.1 at the spot rate. Therefore, the equivalent amount in terms of rupees which it has to borrow will be 36.1 into 100, that is 3610. And on this, it will have to bear the interest cost which is applicable for rupees, and it is given that the 6-month interest rate is 11.50% for the rupees. Therefore, add interest at 11.5% per annum for 6 months. That gives us 207.58 rupees, which means at the end of 6 months, the company will have a rupee outflow of 3817.58. That is the total of this in order to repay the loan. Now, if the company borrowed in dollars, it had a total rupee outflow of 3740.1. But if the company decided to borrow in rupees, then it has a rupee outflow of 3817.58, which is better. Obviously, this is better. Hence, it will be beneficial to borrow in dollars since it results in lower rupee outflow. So, this answers the first part of the question where we have to decide whether the company should borrow in dollars or in rupees, keeping in mind that the borrowing is for 6 months. The second part is also determine what should be the rate of interest after 3 months to make the company indifferent between 3-month borrowing and 6-month borrowing in case of rupee borrowing and dollar borrowing. अब हमको क्या find out करना है? Now student, if the company decides to borrow for 6 months at, let us say, R6, this is the rate of interest for 6 months, then on 1 rupee, it will have to pay this much interest. Now, if the company decided to borrow for 2 periods of 3 months, instead of borrowing for 1 period of 6 months, like instead of borrowing for 1 period of 6 months, the company can decide to borrow for 3 months and then another borrowing for 3 months. In that case, what will be the total interest cost of the company? It will be 1 into 1 plus R, which is applicable for this period, say R3, and then into 1 plus again another R3, which would be applicable for this period. Now, for the company to be indifferent, these two figures should be the same. That is, the interest which it will pay over a period of 6 months should be the same as the interest it will pay if it decided to borrow for 2 periods of 3 months each. That's the point of indifference. So now, let I be the interest rate for rupee borrowing, which makes the borrowing indifferent between 3 months and 6 months. That is 1 plus 0.03. Now, what is this 0.03? Students, if you notice the 3-month interest rate, 3-month interest rate for rupee is 12%. Therefore, it is 1% per month. Therefore, for the first 3 months, it would be 3%. So, 1 plus 0.03 into 1 plus I. Now, I is the interest rate for the second 3 months, and this should be equal to the applicable rate for the 6-month borrowing, if the borrowing was done for a total period of 6 months. Now, what is the 6-month borrowing rate? 6-month borrowing rate is 11.5. Now, 11.5 meaning for 6 months, how much will it be? That is 5.75. So, this should be equal to 1 plus 0.0575. Now, if you solve this, you will get this I, which is nothing but the interest rate for the second 3-month period, as 2.67%. That is for 3 months. If you express this on an annualized basis, that is into 4, you will get 10.68% per annum. That means, if the interest rate is 10.68% for the second period of 3 months, then the company would be indifferent as to whether it borrows for 6 months or whether it decides to borrow first for 3 months and then again for another 3 months. Similarly, for dollar borrowing, what is the interest rate applicable for the first 3-month borrowing? It is 6% per annum. Now, 6% per annum means how much for 3 months? That would be 0.015. So, 1 plus 0.015 into some R for the second 3-month period. This should give us the same result had we done the borrowing for the entire 6-month period in one go. Now, what is the interest rate applicable for a 6-month borrowing in case of dollars? It is 5.5 per annum. Therefore, for 6 months, it will be 2.75. If you solve for I, you will get 1.232%, but this is for 3 months. Therefore, into 4, that is 4.93% will be the per annum rate, which will make the company indifferent between borrowing for 6 months or alternatively borrowing first for 3 months and then again borrowing for 3 months. Right? So, this is the solution for question number 30. Students, let's have a look at question 31, which is a sum on evaluating external commercial borrowing. K Limited currently operates from 4 different buildings and wants to consolidate its operation into one building, which is expected to cost rupees 90 crores. And the board of K Limited had approved the above plan, and to fund the above cost agreed to avail an external commercial borrowing of pound 10 million. मतलब 1 करोड़ पाउंड का एक्सटर्नल कमर्शियल बोरोइंग हैज बीन अप्रूव्ड. सो फिलहाल ये कंपनी 4 अलग अलग लोकेशन में काम कर रही है एंड इट वांट्स टू ब्रिंग ऑल इट्स ऑपरेशन अंडर वन रूफ, एंड फॉर दैट इट नीड्स टू अक्वायर अ बिल्डिंग जिसका फंडिंग रिक्वायरमेंट इज अबाउट 90 crores. And to fund this 90 crores, it has decided to go for an external commercial borrowing of 1 crore pound on the following condition: The loan will be availed on 1st April 2019 with interest payable on half yearly rests. Average loan maturity life will be 3.4 years with an overall tenure of 5 years. Now student, this concept is very similar to the concept of duration in bonds. जहां पे हम पढ़ते थे ना कि बॉन्ड का लाइफ 5 साल का है, लेकिन उसका जो ड्यूरेशन है, मतलब the number of years in which the targeted return will be achieved will be shorter than 5 years. Now similarly, यहाँ पे even though the loan is of 5 years, the duration, the average duration of the loan is only 3.4 years. मतलब इसका जो भी implication होगा वो लगभग 3.4 years का होगा. So this either you can think of it as a duration or you can think of it as the present value annuity factor. Upfront fee of 1.20%. Interest cost is GBP 6-month LIBOR plus margin of 2.5%, मतलब LIBOR plus 2.5% है, और जो LIBOR लिया जाएगा वो पाउंड का 6-month LIBOR लिया जाएगा, and the 6-month LIBOR is expected to be 1.05%. K Limited also entered into a pound rupee hedge at 1 pound equals to INR 90 to cover the exposure on account of above ECB, and the cost of hedge is coming to 4% per annum. That means every year if we are going to enter into a forward contract, we are going to have to pay a premium of 4% per annum. As a finance manager, give the above information and taking 1 pound equals to rupees 90. Calculate the overall cost both in percentage and rupee terms on an annual basis. What is the cost of hedging in rupee terms? If K Limited wants to pursue an aggressive approach, what would be the net gain or loss for K? And if the INR depreciates or appreciates against the pound by 10% at the end of 5 years, assuming that the loan is repaid in pound at the end of 5 years. Ignore time value and taxes and calculate up to 2 decimal. Okay, now let us look at the first part. Calculate the overall cost both in percentage and rupee terms. So first of all, हम ये जो लोन ले रहे हैं वो क्या रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट पे ले रहे हैं? We are taking it at LIBOR plus 2.5 and they have given that the current 6-month LIBOR is expected to be 1.05. तो इसका मतलब अपना जो cost of borrowing है that will be 1.05 plus 2.50, that is 3.55%. Okay, then you have the hedging cost, that is जो premium आपको पे करना है, that is 4%. तो इसका मतलब टोटल कॉस्ट आपका 7.55 हो गया. Okay. Now there is an upfront fee of 1.2. Now see, why did we not add this 1.2 here? That is because these are annual costs. लेकिन upfront fee तो one time affair होगा and that has to be spread over the period of the loan. So one time fee is 1.2, but the period of loan, the average duration is only 3.4 years. Therefore, per annum cost will be 1.2 divided by 3.4, that will be 0.35. Total cost is 7.55 plus 0.35, that is 7.90. ये बड़ा सिंपल सा कैलकुलेशन है. पहला दो आइटम जो है, that is these two are per annum cost, whereas the upfront fee is one time cost. Therefore, we have to find the per annum cost by dividing it with the एवरेज ड्यूरेशन ऑफ द लोन. ठीक है, तो टोटल कॉस्ट आ गया 7.90%. अब ओवरऑल कॉस्ट इन रूपी टर्म्स विल बी व्हाट इज द बोरोइंग? 1 करोड़ पाउंड का बोरोइंग है, सो 1 करोड़ इंटू 7.90%, ये तो हो गया पर एनम कॉस्ट. लेकिन हमको तो कॉस्ट इन रूपी टर्म्स निकालना है और ये भी दिया गया है कि 1 pound equals to 90 rupees. Therefore 1 crore into 7.90% into 90, that is 7 crore 11 lakh rupees will be the borrowing cost in terms of rupees. So we are done with the first part. Now they are saying what is the cost of hedging in rupee terms? Well, cost of hedging calculate करना तो बड़ा simple सा चीज है. Like यहाँ तो they have used a little bit complicated method, but I would tell you the simpler method wherein you will get the same answer. That is 90 crores is our borrowing requirement. इसका अपना जो कॉस्ट ऑफ हेजिंग है वो कितना है, 4% है. नाउ दिस विल गिव अस द कॉस्ट per annum, but then we have to keep paying this for every year. But now the question is, ये जो per annum cost है, इसको will you multiply it with 5, that is the tenure of the loan, or are you going to multiply it with 3.4, that is the duration, effective life of the bond? Obviously the effective life of the bond, so into 3.4, and this will give you 12.24 crores, which is the same as this. So again, the calculation is pretty simple. You are required to pay 4% premium. So 90 crores के ऊपर 4%, but this is the per annum cost, and you will have to pay it over the effective life of the bond. So into 3.4, so that gives us 12.24 crores is the cost of hedging. Now, प्रॉफिट और लॉस अंडर एग्रेसिव अप्रोच. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय एग्रेसिव अप्रोच? एग्रेसिव अप्रोच मतलब कंपनी हेज ही नहीं करता है, पोजीशन खुला छोड़ देता है. ओके, नाउ इफ रूपी डेप्रिशिएट्स बाय 10%, रूपी डेप्रिशिएट्स बाय 10%, व्हिच मींस पाउंड इज अप्रिशिएटिंग. नाउ ये तो अपने लिए नुकसान हो गया, बिकॉज वी हैव अ पेएबल, वी हैव बोरोड इन पाउंड्स एंड पाउंड इज अप्रिशिएटिंग. Please understand, supposing $1 is equals to 90 rupees, or let's say 70 rupees. अब अगर डॉलर अप्रिशिएट करता है, डॉलर अप्रिशिएट करता है to 77, now this is good for the exporter but bad for the importer. और डॉलर डेप्रिशिएट करता है, so let us say this is good for exporter but bad for importer. अब यहां पे क्या दिया है, रूपी डेप्रिशिएट हो रहा है, यानी पाउंड अप्रिशिएट हो रहा है, और हमारा पेएबल है. सो ऑब्वियसली दिस इज बैड फॉर अस. रूपी लॉस पर पाउंड. नाउ वी नो दैट 1 pound is 90 rupees into 10%. हालांकि we know that if rupee appreciates by 10%, then it does not mean that pound has depreciated by 10% or vice versa. But here in this sum, इन लोगों ने इतना डीप गया नहीं है. They have just said rupee depreciates by 10%, तो इसका मतलब पाउंड पे जो इम्पैक्ट आएगा वो भी 10% का ही आएगा. So rupee loss per pound is 90 into 10%, that is rupees 9. Total loss on 10 million, that is 1 crore pound, is rupees 90 million. अब ये तो हो गया आपका लॉस, लेकिन आप एग्रेसिव अप्रोच ले रहे हो तो इसका मतलब आप फॉरवर्ड कवर नहीं ले रहे हो, और अगर फॉरवर्ड कवर नहीं ले रहे हो तो आप प्रीमियम में सेव कर रहे हो. कॉस्ट ऑफ हेजिंग सेव्ड 36 million, विच इज बेसिकली योर 90 crores का 4%. सो दिस इज योर सेविंग्स इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रीमियम. Net loss 90 million minus 36, that is 54 million. But if rupee appreciates by 10%, that is pound is depreciating, this is good for us. Rupee gains per pound is 9. Total gain on 10 million pound, that is 1 crore pound पे 90 million. Add cost of hedging saved 36 million. नेट गेन 126, बिकॉज अगेन रिमेंबर ये हम एग्रेसिव अप्रोच में ही कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि अगर आप फॉरवर्ड कवर नहीं लेते हो तो हो सकता है रूपी अप्रिशिएट हो, या ये भी हो सकता है रूपी डेप्रिशिएट हो. बट इन आइदर केस यू आर गोइंग टू सेव द प्रीमियम बिकॉज यू आर नॉट टेकिंग अ फॉरवर्ड कवर. सो इन दिस केस योर सेविंग is 90 million plus 36 million, that is 126 million. Now this is what they have asked us to calculate. If K Limited wants to pursue an aggressive approach, what would be the net gain or loss for K Limited? So this would be the net gain or loss if it pursued an aggressive approach. So student, that brings us to the end of part 3 of the series of videos on foreign exchange exposure and risk management.